So I think right now, do you remember when you were in that world, and you still are, it was get the data, get the data, get the data. Well, I feel like we've got the data now.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Now it's a task of going from information to innovation.
Okay.
Do you agree? It seems like we got the data, we got the info. What are we going to do with it? And how are we going to reinvent and be creative with it?
Yeah, we're in an exciting new world. I have a 16-year-old son, and I think a lot about what his future looks like and what careers he should focus on, because AI is going to come along. It's going to wipe out a lot of jobs.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think a lot about this topic. Moving it back to real estate in terms of being innovative, I still think it comes down to local knowledge. So there's data, but data doesn't necessarily tell you the vibe of a neighborhood, the culture of the neighborhood.
Ask Zillow about relying too much on data.
Absolutely. I could name several of those big brokerages.
Right.
And so, it's not just about data, but it's taking the data and then also taking the local knowledge and talking to my clients. What kind of lifestyle do you want? Well, I don't want to own a car. Okay, well then the area is, so when I talk about the culture of an area, then that area is going to get much smaller in terms of where you can live. And having that hyper-local knowledge, I think, differentiates probably a new realtor from an experienced realtor.
So you do really I think all good realtors, as you said, be a good one.
Right.
Take the time to get to know the needs, solve a problem for their clients,
Absolutely.
right? And that takes a little bit of time to get to know what their needs are, to get to know them.
Right. Well, one of the things I tell my clients, and that's a great point, is if I don't understand what you are looking for, what's important to you, then you may not understand what's important to you. So we need to get to that. But most importantly, for my work for you, is I need to know what success looks like. And so we have long conversations about that. And actually part of my process, part of my systems is having, before I'll show anyone a home, is sitting down and having an interview and really figuring out what does success look like.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a huge question. Do you find people have a difficult time answering that? Because, if you sat and said, what does success look like for you right now, Sandy, I would have to go, give me a minute.
No, so do I. Well, one of the things I do, if it's a couple, if it's a partner pair, I make sure that each person in the relationship answers the question individually, or answers my set of
really
questions
smart.
individually. Yeah, and that's part of the system.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they are they're in sync, and other times you realize you have very divergent ideas in terms of what success looks like.
You're probably looking at the two papers and go, did you two even talk about this at all?
Well, I don't know if you're married, but quite often married people don't talk.
That's true.
That's certainly my experience. So I think that we get to that, and that's part of what I can do through my relationship with them, through trust, through my process, my systems, is find out what does success look like.
And do you make your clients aware of what your processes and systems are, or is it they don't need to know?
Well, it depends who they are.
Some people want to know how the clock was built instead.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and so I think part of my a gift that I feel like I have, hopefully my clients feel this way, is I am able, I feel like, to adjust to the needs of my clients in terms of communication. I've worked with clients who all we ever did was, I always do my first interview. I require that. That's a must-have for me to have the client-agent relationship. But after that, I've done deals where all we did was text.
Yeah.
I've done deals where I've had, a phone call, 2 or 3 times a week throughout the entire transaction. I've done, deals where all I did was email, or some combination of it. It's what they need.
You got to know your audience.
Right.
Younger people looking for a home, they have no problem with texting, right? You get someone a little older, they may not want to text about that. It's getting to know. It's just getting to know them.
What works for them. It's all about the client. And then what I also try to remember is that my full-time job is real estate, is serving their needs and my other clients' needs. They have jobs, they have kids, they have homes, they have other investments, right? So my job is to take care of them through that transaction, and only allow them to focus on it as much as they can, as much as they want to. And so I'll even ask my clients, do you want to know every conversation I have with the other realtor, every aspect of the negotiation, or do you just want the final results? Yeah. And again, I let them tell me, what does success look like in the communication, and ultimately, what does success look like in this purchase or sale?
I was just thinking about me. I would be like, just give me the bottom line. I don't need to know how you got there. Just give me the bottom. Tell me what's going on.